Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the chair log. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet in another video, but I'm currently on vacation right now. Not like right now, but when this video is coming out. It's not a fancy vacation or anything. I'm just going to the beach with my lady before we move. You know, just a last little thing to do before I start grad school, and I'm gonna have to put my nose to the grindstone for like 4 months or so. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's gonna be a pretty hectic next couple of weeks between all that and packing and actually moving and all that stuff, but a lot of the packing is done now, so that's good. You know, letting you into my life a little bit. Hey, speaking of that, you want to see some other stuff in my life? Whoa, I'm finally bringing back the basil plant. You know, I think it's about time. This only means anything to you if you've been around since the very beginning of Sore Hands with the practice logs and all that. But, you know, it's time for this to come back. So, basil plant back. Wow. This is a pretty interesting episode so far, huh? I'll just set that on my guitar back there, no big deal. It's a healthy looking one too. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna sit down and talk to you for a bit. This is just a little short little something video. Guitar practice, that's been coming along. Admittedly, I haven't been practicing quite as much as I have been before, but things are also hectic right now, so you can't really blame me. But my big pieces that I'm working on are the Prelude to 997 and Lobe de Trennen. I'm making pretty good progress in 997. I have played through the whole thing many times, and I think it's the last 3/4 of a page left that aren't solid yet, but I can play pretty far into it, so that's feeling good. Yeah, things are just kind of crazy right now, but you know, it's all good. Everything is good. Yeah, I don't know. How's it going with you? How's your guitar practice? Thanks for stopping by and watching a little bit of this. It's not going to just be this. I'm going to answer some comment questions, and I think I have a series of one that I'm going to go into because it's kind of interesting. Is there anything else we need to talk about before that? No? Alright, I feel pretty good then. Alright, we have some interesting questions here. The first one is from Dogleg7401, and you actually posted on one of my shorts that I mentioned where I'm playing the guitar. And based on the tone of this, I bet that he watched one of my videos where I was making fun of someone else, and then he got a little hurt by it, so then he started making fun of me, which is totally fine. I invite all of the criticism that you could ever give me, and that is just part of what everybody does here on Sore Hands. We talk crap. Talk crap on me. I'll talk crap on you. That's fine. Why don't you videotape yourself copying a famous painting? What? I don't know, because that's stupid. Moving on. Same thing. Playing the Fugue to 1001 is exactly the same as copying a famous Renaissance painting or something. You know, no two art forms are the same, and they have their own tradition and standards and all that stuff, and copying a painting just isn't something you would do typically. So again, why don't I just film myself doing that? Because that's stupid. Alright, same thing. Just some school-loan robot who doesn't understand that composers created music. So true, and a lot of those composers, you know what else they did? They played other people's music, because that is how you learn music. I feel like as far as art forms go, music and painting are very distant from each other. I know that we always compare music to like, oh, we're painting with sound and time, right? When you paint something, you're creating a unique scene, you're capturing a unique moment, and it's not really meant to be reproduced. Like, of course you can print it or whatever. It's like this unique capturing of one thing, and then that's it, you name it, and then you do another one, and you're not just trying to copy the same thing over and over. I'm saying that as someone who doesn't know anything about art, by the way, so I'm just assuming that. The closest related art form, in my opinion, would be spoken word poetry or a play or something like that, where it is meant to be repeated, and it can have many actors reading the same exact lines, and everyone has different actors that they like playing different parts, and it's the same story, but it's delivered in unique ways every time. It's pretty unrelated from a painting, so I don't think that that parallel makes sense at all. They didn't spend their time copying someone else's pieces. That's just straight up not true. A really common composition tool, especially when you're starting off, is to just take, like, we'll say a symphony, for example, is to take a symphony and then change the harmony while keeping the rhythm. Now, again, that's not copying per se, but you're definitely relying on a composer's past written stuff to make a new thing. I don't compose a whole lot, but I have gone through phases where I compose, like, definitely for guitar, but also just away from the guitar using MuseScore. I was even doing a thing with a composer friend where we didn't go through with it all the way, but we wanted to go through a series of concertos, like kind of going through like Vivaldi, Mozart, and then into romantic stuff as they get more and more complex and long. But we started with a Vivaldi concerto, and we took the form, like the tutti and the solo, and just came up with our own themes and stuff. So that's a little more removed from just changing the notes and keeping the rhythms, but we still kept the form so I could learn how a concerto might actually be done. Like we took the exact form of a Vivaldi violin concerto verbatim, and that's a really useful way to learn how to compose. Now, if you don't care about your music resembling stuff that's already been written, like if you don't care about writing concertos or symphonies or whatever, and you just write your own stuff, then fair enough. You don't need to learn anybody else's music. You can just do random crap and call it your voice and then do it. Sorry, I'm sounding like aggressive when I say that. I do that too as well. Sometimes we want to build off of a tradition and feel good about that, so whatever. They didn't spend their time copying someone else's piece. Yes, they did. That's how they got so good. Bach didn't just start with Bach. There's tons of stories of Bach finding other people's music and studying it, learning it, I'm sure, and then writing his own music. Start over with a different instrument and do something with it. Hey, and he kept going. Let's look at another comment that we have here. So this one's me playing a fugue, and Dogleg7401 said, just missing the entire point. It's like videoing yourself painting an exact duplicate of a famous painting. You love that analogy. It's not a good analogy. I already explained why. Or, oh, and he actually said it here, or acting out a movie scene mimicking the original actor. You do understand the actor didn't write the movie scene, right? We have the writers, which are acting as the composers in this situation, and then we have performers that take what the writers wrote and perform it. What do you mean the original actor? What are the screenwriters, like, acting everything too? And if anybody else wants to act something that they didn't write themselves, it's like lesser or something like that? No, that's ridiculous. What's the point? You're not a musician. Didn't you learn music? What exactly do you mean by learn music? Because now I'm not allowed to learn other people's music, right? I don't know. Art's weird, isn't it? There's so many opinions, which, by the way, I throw out my stupid opinions all the time. And I completely accept anybody else throwing out their stupid opinions, too. But, you know, I think it's fair to call each other stupid while we do it. It kind of reminds me of this one thing that I heard, which this is, like, from a study, I guess, that was done. I don't have any references, but I'm just going to tell you the premise of it. It was about practicing cornhole. Do you guys know what cornhole is? It's where you toss the beanbag into the hole. You try to get it in as much as possible over the other team. That's cornhole. You know what it is. There was a study done, I guess, that showed you got better results in practicing for cornhole if instead of always aiming exactly for the hole, you practiced overshooting and undershooting, because it gave you a range in which you could try to actually throw the beanbag, and just for some reason it just made people more accurate in the same amount of practice time. Those people won over the other people that only aimed for just that one place, which that can maybe kind of work for like shifting on the guitar. Like you can imagine if you're shifting from open to like 7th position, maybe going all the way, undershooting, just to give you a range, and then try aiming exactly for it. Could apply if the results of that study are actually true. But I feel like that can also apply to opinions too, where we just have all of these stupid, kind of crazy opinions, and sometimes that can make identifying where the truth is a little bit easier when we have just wrong stuff on either side. Obviously, classical guitar elitism is like stupid. It's a comedy show. And then whatever that was that I just read, because that was kind of its own elitism in its own right, but maybe just against me. I don't exactly know. That's a stupid opinion too. And hopefully in me talking about it here, we kind of just shed light on what the truth might actually be, whatever that is. And yeah, I don't know. That's all I got for you. I'm at the beach right now. I'm probably chilling on the sand, and, you know, that's pretty much it. My life is going to kind of suck after that a little bit, because it's just going to be full of moving, and then I'm going to be getting to work in grad school. I have an assistantship too. I'm going to be like doing something. I don't know what that entails, but it's going to be work, and, you know, so whatever. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything for today. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I don't know. I might even make a video at the beach. Maybe I'll just talk to you for a little bit. So of course, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave them. Oh, I actually said that in the last chair log, and I don't think I ever looked at those questions. Sorry about that, guys. The last chair log I did was on spread triads, where I showed that little, like, tidbit about how major has less rubbing than minor, so we hear it as a little more like resonant or whatever. And the first thing I see here is from Eric Vanderzee Guitar. I had never heard the term spread triad until today. Time to act like I always knew it. So freaking true, dude. Fake it till you make it. Absolutely. I do the exact same thing. From John Lunn A. Darwin. Rick Beato cheating over Eric Johnson's shoulder, cheating over Bach's shoulder, cheating over a hollow tree's shoulder on the spread triad exam is a crazy visual. It sure is. Absolutely crazy. From App is Dude. They are hard to remember for me, but I'm an old dude with reduced mental ability. Hey, well, you're in good company here, because that's most of my viewers. Old dudes with reduced mental abilities. Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? And I see a lot of comments of reaction requests of people that aren't Rick Beato or Jacob Collier. I probably should do that. I feel like we've kind of beaten that dead horse a good bit. It might be nice to react to some fresh faces. So, you know, perhaps in the future, maybe when I get back from vacation. That being said, I think we can go ahead and wrap this one up here. So, of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Thanks for watching, as usual, especially these little shortish videos where I just kind of ramble. It's nice of you to listen. Of course, I give guitar lessons. I'm not taking new students right now, but you can always reach out and email me. I see all the emails. I might not reply. It's not because I think I'm better than you or anything like that. It's just, you know, I'm busy. There's so few hours in the day, you know? Yeah, anything else? Of course, head on down over to Ruten's Light for some merch if you want it, if you need a shirt. There's a Patreon, there's a member section, there's live streams, and I'll see you in the next one.